Hi and welcome on thatwhiskeyguy.com. My name is Lucas and I am That Whiskey Guy. I know what you're going to say. Today is September 2nd, 2019, not June 2nd, 2018, which was the Ardbeg day. But following the Ardbeg day I had my finals and not really much time to do this video. I also had to get the samples from the general release and from the committee release. So I have here the Ardbeg Grooves general release with 46% alcohol by volume. And it's non-chill filtered, therefore it's not colored either, because if you want to color a whiskey you have to chill filter it afterwards or it will get hazy when it gets cold. There is some Ardbeg typical smoke or peat, especially in the nose. On the palate it's a little bit more Lafroig typically, I'd say, but it's also very spicy, very interesting, very interesting. And there's pepper and maybe ginger. Yeah, I like this one. It's peaty but sweet and spicy. There's some fresh notes also, maybe lemon or something like that in the nose. I'm thinking about adding water to this whiskey. As Charlie McLean says, always add water to a whiskey after you tasted it without water. But I'm not really sure. Maybe just a splash. So just a oops, that was a little bit much. But let's see. Yeah, it gets more spicy, but less peaty. But the taste is very velvet but very muted, so no water for this one. It's without water, much better. But that's fine. That's the great thing of whiskey. You can try it. Yeah, the taste is still interesting. It's still not as intense as before, but nice. So the committee release has 51.6% alcohol by volume, and it's much less peat in the nose. I mean, there is some peat, but it's very muted. But there's more of this freshness I had in the general release. But there's the peat, yeah. There's the Ardbeg typical peat combined with a little bit sweetness and the spiciness. So from the nose, I'd say these two releases are quite different. The general release is very peaty and a little bit spicy. This one is more spicy and a little bit sweet and just a hint of peat. From the palate, they're very similar, but this one is a little bit stronger. I mean, it has more alcohol, so no big surprise there. Yeah, it's not sharp, but it's more intense, more spicy. And that's, yeah, pepper, and some ginger. And I'm adding a little bit water here too. Let's see how this one does. So in the nose it gets a little bit more muted. On the palate it's more velvet, not as muted as the other one, as the general release. Yeah. On the palate it keeps being on spicy. Now there's some peat. If you add water, there is a little bit more peat on the nose. Very interesting, yeah, nice. So what's my verdict on these two whiskies? They are quite similar regarding taste. In the nose they are a little bit different. The general release has more smoke and more peat in the nose than the committee release. If you add water, the committee release closes the gap. So the general release is a nice drum. It has like this Ardbeg typical smoky, peaty flavor in the nose. But on the palate it's very spicy, it's very interesting, not Ardbeg typical. The committee release, on the other hand, is in the nose not very peaty, which is surprising. On the palate there is a typically Ardbeg flavor, there is the peat, but there is also a spiciness which is usually not to be expected from Ardbeg, I'd say. So these two Ardbegs are very nice, the Ardbeg Grooves committee release and the Ardbeg Grooves general release. My recommendation is the general release definitely without water. The committee release you can try with a splash of water, just a small amount of water can open it up a little bit. These are two nice whiskies. They are not very Ardbeg typically, although they have some Ardbeg typical flavors in it, but they have also some flavors in it which are not usually in Ardbeg. So if you can manage to get your hand on a sample or even a bottle, then if you like peat, I have to say, because I always assume everybody likes peat like me, then go for it. Thanks for watching my video, I hope you enjoyed it. If you're not watching this video on my website, thatwhiskeyguy.com, go over there. There are some other articles, there is how I score my whiskies usually. Till the next time, all the best and sláinte.